Good day, viewers. This teaching is for those that are just starting the business industry on fashion and designing. For beginners who just enter into fashion and designing, I want to share these simple tips with you that can help you in your fashion work. That can help you in your fashion work. These tips are very, very important. They are very, very important. Very, very important. As a beginner, you need to know some things that will help you, so that some things that you will face in the process of this fashion industry, so that when those things occur in the process of making clothes for customers, you will know that it is normal. It is normal. These things I'm telling you, it is normal. It happens to every fashion designer. It happens to every fashion designer. So when this thing happen to you, don't see it as if one big thing has happened that you will not be able to make it, that you just want to give up. No, it's not the time to give up. Challenges will come as a fashion designer, because you meet with different kind of customers. Some are very kind, some are hostile, some are very, very wicked. It's not that they are actually wicked, they just want their thing to be done the way they give it to you. So in order to avoid such things, you need to know some things that will help you in this fashion industry. Because now the fashion industry is really going wide and wide, and many new things, designs are coming up, even the ones you did not even learn while you were learning the work. So if you know all these things, you will be the stress, you will have less stress when all these things come. And one of it is that, know that as a human being, you are not perfect. As a human being, you are not perfect at all. Mistakes will come. Know it. Know that you are not perfect. Because when you know that you are not perfect, then you will know that there are some things you need to put in place. So there is only one person that is perfect in heaven and earth, and that person is God. He's the only person that is perfect. Everything he does is perfect, God Almighty. So as a human being, you are not perfect. Especially that you just came out of fashion, out of learning the fashion work, and you want to start sewing for customers. You are not perfect at all. You are not. So, number 2, know that mistake will come. Mistakes will come in one way or the other. This one is that whether you are new or you are old, mistake will come. You can't avoid it. People that make mistakes in making some clothes, in sewing, or in the process of cutting, they didn't plan for it. It just come like that. Maybe while you were cutting the cloth, you were not really thinking, you have another thing in mind, and you forgot to put some things, 1 or 2 things in place. So that is why mistake is unavoidable. The only thing that we need to do is to minimize this mistake, so that it will not chase away customers for it. Because when mistakes are too much, customers will go. What you do is to try to minimize the mistake. Because you are human being, there are so many things on our head that we think. Even some issue will just come while you are even cutting cloth, that can make you to forget that you have not put in something in place while you are cutting that cloth. So that is why you can't avoid it, but you can minimize it. You can minimize those mistakes. And one of the ways through which you can minimize those mistakes that will come in this process of your fashion industry is the number 3 point. Number 1, I said know that nobody is perfect when it comes to sewing. When it comes to making clothes, nobody is Mr. or Mrs. Perfect. Especially when it comes to young people who just entered the industry. You are just working towards perfection. Everybody is working towards perfection. So when you know this, when mistake come, you will not be too hard on yourself. You will not just give up that I'm making mistake, I can't do it again, I don't want to go into fashion again. No. Number 2, which I said that mistakes are unavoidable. Why? Because while you are cutting that cloth, some issue can occur. Somebody can just come and you will make a mistake. You think that you are putting some things in place, you have not. And you start cutting, especially when cutting. And when you know that mistake can occur at any time, you have to be very, very careful when you want to cut customers' clothes. Very careful. Because if this mistake keep coming every time, it will chase away customers from your shop. It will surely chase away customers. So you must minimize the mistake that you make. Minimize it. To minimize it very low. Minimize it. Make sure that the mistakes are not too much. That is why you need to be very, very careful, especially when you want to cut. Very, very careful. And having known that, 1, you are not perfect, you are working towards perfection. 2, mistake can occur at any time. That is why number 3 point is very, very important. And what is that number 3 point? Use of pattern. The use of pattern in cutting customers' clothes. This one is a princess that padded blouse. The princess that padded blouse. Flare. The down is flare. So before you cut your material, make sure you have the style, the measurement, everything. You have put it down on a pattern. You have put it down on a pattern like this first. You put it down. You can even use needle, office pin, and pin it up. Use office pin, pin it up, and try it on yourself with this paper first. If it is okay, then you can now use this pattern to cut your customers' clothes. It is easy to buy a brown paper that is 200 naira than going to buy a material that is 20,000, 30,000, 10,000. So it is very easy to make mistake. It is better to make mistake with your pattern paper than making mistake with your fabrics. So this is where I want to stop it for today. In my next video, I will tell us some other things that we need to know as beginners in the fashion industry. Please like, share, comment. Your comments are very, very important and they are welcome. Thank you.